Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome everybody to the June 3rd, 2014 meeting of the Whitehall City Council for the purpose of considering such matters that come before it. I'm going to ask everyone to please rise for a moment of silence and remain standing for the pledge. Thank you. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Coniston.
Here.
Tanner.
Here.
McCourt.
Here.
Morrison.
Here.
Bailey.
Here.
Rodriguez. Gregg. And President Grant.
Present.
Mr. President, I'm going to move to excuse the absent members.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Bailey and a second by Mr. Cantor to excuse the absent members. Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Coniston.
Yes.
Tanner.
Yes.
McCourt.
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
The absent members have been excused. At this time, we're going to deviate from our normal agenda. Every year about this time, Council has the privilege and pleasure to recognize the 2014 Employees of the Year. These are employees who have gone above and beyond the normal role, their normal role in whatever job they have. So we're going to do the 4 resolutions. We're going to act on those resolutions at this time, after which I will turn the floor over to the mayor, who will present the resolutions to the recipients. So, I'm going to begin. You know what, just to make sure that I'm not doing something wrong here, Ms. Churchman, call the roll on whether each member of council was given a copy of all the various pieces of legislation we have before us tonight, including any add-on legislation.
Coniston.
Yes.
Tanner.
Yes.
McCourt.
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
All right, I feel safe now in reading the resolution. So we'll begin with Resolution 15, 2014. It's recognizing Dennis Allen as the 2014 Police Employee of the Year and awarding him a one-time payment of $250 as additional compensation.
Mr. President, I wish to introduce and move for the adoption of Resolution 20, 2014.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Morrison and a second by Ms. Coniston for the introduction and adoption of Resolution 15, 2014. Questions or comments? Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Coniston.
Yes.
Tanner.
Yes.
McCourt.
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Resolution 15, 2014 has been adopted. Next we have Resolution 16, 2014. It's recognizing Keith Hansen as the 2014 Fire Employee of the Year and awarding him a one-time payment of $250 as additional compensation.
Mr. President, I wish to introduce and move for the adoption of Resolution 16, 2014.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Morrison and a motion by Mr. Morrison, a second by Ms. Coniston for introduction and adoption of Resolution 16, 2014. Questions or comments? Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Coniston.
Yes.
Tanner.
Yes.
McCourt.
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
Bailey.
Yes.
Resolution 16, 2014 has been adopted. Moving on, we have Resolution 17, 2014. It's recognizing Tammy Sexton as the 2014 Support Administrative Employee of the Year and awarding her a one-time payment of $250 as additional compensation.
Mr. President, I wish to introduce and move for the adoption of Resolution 17, 2014.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Morrison, second by Mr. Cantor for introduction and and adoption of Resolution 17, 2014. Questions or comments? Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Coniston?
Yes.
Tanner?
Yes.
Ford?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Resolution 17, 2014 has been adopted. Now we have Resolution 18, 2014. It's recognizing Jerry Utzinger as the 2014 Labor Maintenance Employee of the Year and awarding him a one-time payment of $250 as additional compensation.
Mr. President, I wish to introduce and move for the adoption of resolution number 18, 2014.
Second?
I have a motion by Ms. Coniston, a second by Ms. LaCourte for introduction and adoption of Resolution 18, 2014. Questions or comments? Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Coniston?
Yes.
Tanner?
Yes.
LaCourte?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Resolution 18, 2014 has been adopted. At this time, I'm going to turn the floor over to the mayor, and she's going to present every one of the recipients with a resolution.
All right, we'll do public safety first. So Chuck, if you could come with me, please, and Chief Zinsky, come on up. No, come on up.
See, if she told us, we would go on down.
That's true. She has to go.
Tammy, come on up. Tammy was selected as our Support Employee of the Year, and we're very proud that you're here. And I know the Chief and our Safety Director have some things to say about you. Good things.
Good things. You know, Tammy is one of those kinds of people that you work with that everybody wishes they could work with. But no, you can't have her. We've got her. We're too bad. She's also one that makes all the rest of us in the police department look good because she does such a great job and does good forward for us. And she's an awesome person with a great smile and a pleasant thing to say every day. I don't know of any other person in the world that has a good day 365 days a year other than her. So she does an outstanding job for us. We are so happy to have her aboard, and so is everybody else. Thank you so much for everything you do and how you do it.
I'd just like to state that Tammy is one of the exceptional hires we've done. She's been with the city for less than 2 years, and now she's the Employee of the Year. So she was recognized right out of the gate that she had the work ethic and the desire to do the department her best, and we're happy for that. We appreciate it. Thank you.
All righty. Now, I have threatened to steal Tammy, you know.
I know you threatened.
Whereas it is the desire of this council to annually recognize and honor city employees who have performed their duties faithfully and in a consistent, persistent, and outstanding manner. And whereas Tammy Sexton demonstrates her performance and that aligns with the city's core values. Since 2012, she has really stepped up without question or hesitation. She treats every person she encounters with respect. She has a great working relationship with her coworkers and is often the one that they go to for assistance. Tammy, you are an asset to our city. Her professionalism and overall positive attitude shows what a model employee should be. She is reliable, trustworthy, and attentive, and definitely represents the city's core value. Whereas Tammy Sexton exceeds expectations and is responsive to everyone's needs. Thank you, Tammy, so much.
Well, Sergeant Allen, I'm put on the spot to talk about him because I could talk for an hour about what this guy does. And, you know, the first thing that comes to my mind is not so much what he does for me and the police department, because we could talk about that all day. But what I thought about Sergeant Allen is, if I was a patrolman again, this is a guy I'd like to work for. I never had that opportunity. The role's always kind of been reversed, but if I was a patrolman, I would absolutely be proud to work for you. You're a tremendous police officer, a tremendous supervisor, and an asset to the Division of Police, to policing in general, and to this community. Thank you very much.
Sergeant Allen, would you introduce us to your wife?
Oh, my wife. June 30th, 1979. At the airport drive-in, so we're close to 36 years, I think.
Well, more importantly, what are you going to do with this $250?
That's a good one. It is.
Sergeant Allen, again, thank you for being recognized by your colleagues in the administration as being the Police Officer of the Year. Your performance over the last year certainly justifies it, despite the fact I never see you. I'll call you Night Owl. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Danny, I just want to thank you for being such a great employee to the city. It means a lot, and it means a lot to all of us. And whereas it is the desire of this council to annually recognize and honor city employees who have performed their duties faithfully and in a consistent, persistent, and outstanding manner. And whereas Dennis Allen demonstrates his performance aligns with the city core values. Since 1989, he has been responsible, dedicated, and proactive. He is very community focused and has such high standards for his officers, which he models on a daily basis. He always maintains a positive and can-do attitude. He puts his team first, answering questions and giving support when needed to his officers. Whereas Dennis Allen exceeds expectations and is responsive to the city and its customer needs. Thank you so much.
You're a stud, Danny. Good job. Thank you. Congratulations.
All right. Keith Hansen. Sure.
Chief Preston, Assistant Chief Medipace, would you please come forward?
Is this
Two white shirts, black shirt in front of the white, between the white ones.
okay? You can start it off, Preston.
Oh, you know, when I was trying to decide what maybe I should say about Keith was, Keith is kind of in the twilight of his career here, and I think he's going out the way anybody would be proud of. Riding the busiest truck, set an example for how people should act, behave, treat patients, and doing a great job, and not causing any trouble. So he definitely is the example to set for the fellows.
Chuck?
I just asked Keith when he was going to retire, and he told me in January. Rest assured, Keith, that you getting this award is not a going out the door award. It's a award based upon your performance for the past year. It was exemplary, and you were selected by your colleagues in the administration, and for that I thank you for your dedication to the department.
Chris?
I obviously don't know Keith as well, being new to the community, to the division, but what he struck me thus far is he's an ultimate professional. He really does bring respect and professionalism to his job, his position with the division. It's what all the other guys on our roster should aspire and look up to be. It's a man that doesn't have to bring the attitude to work that he does, and he does every day with a smile, professionalism, awesome skill set. He's what the younger guys should aspire to be, so I appreciate that.
Okay, Keith, I've always heard very, very good things about you. But I did hear a name for you today, but I won't say it out loud. You guys back there probably know what that is. Okay.
You okay?
Yeah.
Stay away from it.
Oh my gosh, okay. Whereas it is the desire of this council to annually recognize and honor city employees who have performed their duties faithfully and in a consistent, persistent, and outstanding manner. Whereas Keith Hanskin demonstrates his performance aligns with city core values. Since 1990, he has been an informed leader on his crew. His crew members respect and admire his abilities to provide patient care. He takes his job seriously and takes pride in what he does. He focuses on the task at hand and completes it with proficiency. He attacks every shift with energy, enthusiasm, and positive, and he's a great role model for all employees. Whereas Keith Hanskin exceeds expectations and is responsive to the city and its customer needs. Thank you so much, Keith. I think she wants a picture. Hey, you guys get back here. Sorry.
Didn't get away from it.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. All right, Ray Ogden. Jerry Etzinger. Come on up.
You're gonna tell us that name right there.
Huh? I'm not telling.
Can't leave till we find out that name.
Okay, Ray, you want to start off?
One of the great things about the way we nominate employees of the year, choose them for that award, is that we as department heads get to hear about employees that we don't normally come into contact with all the time. And not just the ones that have been awarded here tonight, but the ones that are nominated that didn't quite get the award. But we have so many outstanding employees of the city. The city of Whitehall is blessed to have the quality of staff that we have here. And certainly, how often does anybody, any city employee, get to see the chief auto mechanic? Hopefully not too often. But Jerry has been our chief auto mechanic for over 22 years. A little bit about background on him. He was raised on a farm in Patasko, Ohio. How cute is that? He went to Watkins Memorial High School, graduated from Licking County Joint Vocational School. Immediately started working as a mechanic at Avery Pontiac. He came here to be our chief auto mechanic in 1992, and he's been plugging away ever since. And I got kicked out of the nomination form that Bob Grimm submitted for Jerry. One of the things he said was, Jerry has been turning wrenches for over 35 years. You know, I never heard that phrase before, but if you know Bob, that's the way he talks. Often I'll get an email from Bob, and I'll have to consult my Bob the English dictionary to figure out what he's trying to tell me. But one thing he goes on to say is that it would take, to replace Jerry, it would take 3 mechanics working overtime. And the budget just doesn't allow for that. But that shows you the value that Bob places in Jerry in terms of operating, maintaining the fleet we have in the city. You don't know how much chewing gum, duct tape, and baling wire it takes to keep these machines working. But he's always here. He goes on to say he's always willing to help solve a problem, and he's got the best attitude of all his staff. He said he's never late, never takes off, never sick, never off duty. Not exactly true. I looked at the record. He did turn in 2.3 hours of sick leave last year. So that might have been a little bit over on Bob's part, but nevertheless, he he is always here, he's always on duty. And if you think about just maintaining the fleet that we have, particularly in the wintertime, we have to have those trucks out on the street, plowing the streets to make it safe for everybody else. And he's there with our other mechanic doing that job. He goes on to say his motto is, and I don't know if that's true or not, he says, if I can't do it, it can't be done. And I see him do so many miraculous things that I believe that. And I think the city is honored and gifted and blessed to have someone like Jerry on staff. I'm just so excited that he's been here 22 years. He's got at least 8 more years to be here. So that's not a position I'm going to have to fill in the short term, which would be quite a burden on me to do that. So I think we'll have him around for many more years, and I'm so happy for that. Congratulations, Jerry.
Okay, Superman, here we go. Whereas it is the desire of this council to annually recognize and honor city employees who have performed their duties faithfully and in a consistent, persistent, and outstanding manner. Whereas Jerry Unsinger demonstrates his performance aligns with the city core values. And since 1992, he has been keeping the city's vehicles and equipment up and running. He's very knowledgeable and effectively manages his workload. He's always willing to help solve a problem, seeking other sources if necessary to find a solution. He has a great attitude and lives by the motto, if I can't do it, it can't be done. And whereas Jerry Unsinger exceeds expectations and is responsive to the city and its customer needs. Thank you so much, Jerry. Congratulations. There you go.
We did it.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
That's what she was talking about. I just want to say one more thing. All of us up here, when we're having our committee meetings and stuff, we're always talking about how great a job all the city employees do for the city of Whitehall, in the police, fire, the service department, Parks and Rec. And we've always felt that we've got the best city employees around. And I just want to say, they're all going to say it when it comes to full council, but I get the privilege of saying it first. I just want to congratulate all the best of the best for 2014 that we just honored this evening. So with that, we're going to move on to back to our normal agenda, and we will begin with full public. This is your opportunity to come forward and speak to council. You have 3 minutes. State your name and address for the record, please.
Sure. Thank you, President Graham. Steve Tugan. I live at 260 North Cassidy in Bexley, Ohio. I'm a partner at Kegel, Brown, Hill & Ritter, a law firm downtown. Formerly acquainted with the city of Whitehall due to my former position at the Columbus Chamber of Commerce as the Vice President of Government Relations. I've addressed you many times dealing with the base realignment and closure process in 2005. What I'm here to talk about is the result of a lesson learned from that process and an initiative that Mayor Maggard will be briefing you on later, probably next week. Columbus 2020, the Regional Economic Development Organization, is focused now on retaining and growing our region's defense jobs. And needless to say, that's very important to Whitehall. There are approximately 13,700 defense-related jobs in our region. The lion's share of them, the majority of them, actually are at the DSCC installation, working for the various different missions that are located there. The economic impact on our region, according to the Columbus 2020, is $2.8 billion a year of economic impact for our defense-related employers. One of the lessons learned that we had in the last base realignment and closure process was that you need to get started early in focusing on your assets and building their relative strengths. That is absolutely critical. If you begin a process of engaging the defense community and trying to help them after base realignment and closure law has been passed, your time is going to be mighty limited, and your effectiveness is going to be limited, because generally a BRAC law comes with a law that basically swears your military personnel to a code of silence. They cannot interact with the public in the way that they can now. So the time to get information, the time to sit down and work with them to identify possible ways to reduce their costs, where communities like Whitehall, the city, the county can collaborate with them to bring down their relative cost so that they're more competitive in the next base realignment closure process. The time is now to do that and not wait until Congress passes the base realignment closure law. We don't think that's going to happen anytime soon, by the way. Congress seems to be very deadlocked on that particular initiative, and it almost certainly will not pass this year, but it could pass next year. We don't know. So as a result of that, Columbus 2020, along with the Chamber and others, have put together an organization that will be working together to do several things. Developing strong relationships between our community and all of our defense employers, increasing what's called the military value of our installations so they're competitive in any cost-benefit analysis, developing a network of permanent senior executive contacts at defense agency headquarters in Washington, D.C., or wherever in the world that they may be. Basically developing an intelligence gathering system among our military's senior leaders to decide or to figure out where they're going to be moving certain missions within the military and determining whether those missions might be suitable to be located somewhere in central Ohio, and from your perspective, preferably at DSCC. Also, finding additional defense employers that have a different business model that's complementary to the ones particularly located at DSCC. We can get into details on that in subsequent meetings, but right now most of the employers at DSCC work on a fee basis. In other words, as the work goes up, the work level goes up, they get more money from the Department of Defense. In times of war, that means that they have a robust hiring level. In times of peace, their hiring level will diminish, and we're starting to see that there. It would be nice to have a constant presence of some missions located there as well. They're not subject to the ebbs and flows of whether we're at war or whether we're at peace. It'd be a good, steady employment base there. And finally, building a visible impact in our community so that our community fully appreciates the $2.8 billion of economic impact that defense employers have on the region. So we have a collaborative environment where a number of organizations and governments, or local governments, are all coming together to support our defense employers, to put together a strategy to do all of those things. My role in that development is that I've been retained, my firm has been retained, and therefore I've been retained to help out Columbus 2020 because of my role previously in the background of 2005. Having some institutional memory, I guess it made sense for them to continue on and to continue to keep me engaged, which I gladly do, having enjoyed it tremendously the last time. We had great success. DSCC in 2005 was at 6,160 employees. It grew by somewhere around 2,000 employees. Initially, when the announcement came out in 2005, we were doing high fives because we thought we were going to gain 1,000 jobs, and we actually ended up gaining about twice that. So it was a very exciting time for us, and we hope that we will continue to build on the strengths of DSCC and other defense installations to continue to grow employment in defense-related industries here in Central Ohio, specifically Whitehall. With that, I welcome any questions you have, but just wanted to brief you on that initiative.
All right, well, we really appreciate that.
Mr. President, I'd like to take a minute to remind council of the importance of the SEC to the financial stability of the city of Whitehall. They're our largest employer, and they contribute approximately 56% of our revenue. And we should do everything we possibly can to help convince Congress to not only to keep them here, but to consolidate more of the operations to this location.
Thank you. And I'm 100% sure that everyone sitting up here and probably out there is in total agreement with that. So, I think we all truly realize the value that the SEC brings to Whitehall. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Would anybody else like to take the opportunity to address council at this time?
I would.
Okay, please come forward, state your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes.
I'm Gail Regis, and my husband John and I live at 625 Ross Road. I would first like to thank you for helping make Whitehall a desirable place to live. When my husband got out of the Air Force in 1978, we bought our first home in Whitehall. My husband's parents, Pat and Rudy Uragas, along with his brothers Eric and David, already lived in the city. We were active in the schools and were band parents and later members of the CERT team. Our daughter Erin graduated in 1999 from Whitehall Yearling High School. Last Wednesday evening, I sent each of you an email explaining my concern relating to the proposed ban on chickens and bees. On Thursday morning, I received an email from Kim telling me that in committee meeting, you had voted not to go through with this ban. This news brought relief to me and gratitude towards you as City Council. I also had a visit from Councilman Wes Cantor on Friday morning, and we discussed this issue. I wish to publicly thank Kim and Wes for personally responding to my email in a timely fashion. I belong to a group on Facebook called Columbus City Chickens. This group is sponsored by City Folks Farm Shop in Clintonville. This group has members from Columbus, Bexley, Clintonville, Worthington, and Westerville, and the surrounding areas. All these communities allow their citizens to participate in sustainable organic gardening practices by allowing chickens. This was the first place I went to when I opened my paper on May 22nd. I will not go into the response I received when I first posted about that article, but I will comment on the response I received about the wonderful news that Kim had relayed to me. Whitehall City Council is held in high regard by this group of backyard chicken enthusiasts. It is nice to know that my city, where I've lived for 36 years, was being seen in a positive light. I beg of you that in the future, if you attempt to introduce legislation concerning backyard chickens, and that you research what cities in our local areas have done, and you contact responsible chicken enthusiasts to gain information about these wonderful animals. These microflocks of chickens have unique needs and are not your grandmother's chicken flocks. Now, that being said, I wish to once again thank you, Council, for taking the ban of chickens and bees off the table. And I also have something for your breakfast in the morning if you would like. Thank you very much. My girls worked hard on this, so Council, if you would like to take 2 eggs, you may.
Be careful with those. I want them to be whole when they get over here.
No egg fights tonight. Exploding in my face. Thank you, Gail.
Thank you, Gail.
Thank you.
How sweet. That is so sweet.
They would be brown eggs?
Yes, there would be.
Could you enlighten me on
Okay,
here?
it's something I have to tell you. When I talk to the children that come along and talk about my chickens, I tell them something. I said, do you want to know how you can tell what color a chicken lays? Chicken lays? You look at the feathers on their ear, and if they're brown, they lay brown eggs. If they're white, they lay white eggs. So go tell your teacher in the morning how you know what color chickens lay. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't have enough eggs.
And I just want to say one thing. The fact that we received eggs has no bearing on the legislation. I want to make that perfectly clear in case somebody wants to call the ethics commission or something.
I know. I thought about that.
Would anyone else like to take the opportunity to address council at the first poll public? All righty then. Well, we'll move on, and we'll move. This is the time for our standing committee reports. We'll begin with Administration and Financial Management. Chairperson Bailey.
Thank you, Mr. President. Administration and Financial Management did meet last Tuesday. Our minutes are on file, and we will meet again next Tuesday.
All right. Community Engagement. Chairperson Coniston.
Thank you, President Graham. Community engagement met last week. Our minutes are on file. Right now, the community engagement is working steadily on our programs and events for this summer. We have gone out to organizations and businesses and churches throughout Whitehall to bring them together for our community picnic, which will be held July 4th. As soon as the parade is over, come out to the picnic and enjoy. Businesses have really come together this year, and we will be having our pizza and our wings, and this year we have flower decorating as well. So that's what community engagement is working on, and we'll meet again next week. You bet.
All right, thank you. Next, we have Community Standards and Enforcement, and that's Chairperson Rodriguez. He's unable to attend the meeting this evening. However, they did meet last Tuesday. The minutes are on file in the council office, and they shall also meet again next Tuesday sometime after 6:30. Economic Development, Chairperson LaCourte.
Thank you, Mr. President. Economic Development also met last week. Our minutes also are on file, and we will be meeting next week sometime after 6:30.
Infrastructure Maintenance and Services, Chairperson Gregg. He is unable to attend this evening. That committee met last Tuesday. Their minutes are on file, and they shall also meet again next Tuesday sometime after 6:30. Next is Public Safety, Chairperson Morrison.
Thank you, Mr. President. Public Safety also met last week. Our minutes are on file. We will meet again next Tuesday sometime after 6:30 with that.
All righty, thank you, sir. And we will conclude the standing committee reports with Parks and Recreation, Chairperson Cannon.
Thank you, Mr. President. Parks and Recreation also met last week. Our minutes are on file. We'll meet again next week in the back after 6:30.
All right, thank you, sir. That brings us to our officials' reports, and we'll begin with our mayor, Ms. Kim Maggard.
Good evening, everyone. Nice to have you here. I would like to ask for favorable consideration of Ordinance 27, which appropriates $100,000 to the Home Reinvestment Program. And I would also like to ask council for favorable consideration of Resolution 20, which outlines and introduces the parameters of the Home Reinvestment Program. I must say that the response to this program is almost overwhelming to us. People are very, very excited. We've even had people come and ask if they can camp out tonight on city property in order to be the first in line. We just said no to that. Gail is busy getting set up for tomorrow. She will be set up with a table and have applications ready to go. And also this unique program, which is unique in that the way that local government is actually helping to support their citizens and to raise quality of life in Whitehall. But that Channel 4, 6, and 10 will be here tomorrow morning, and also the dispatch. So we're looking forward to that. Yes, we're getting favorable press coverage, but most of all, we're here for our citizens. And that's the reason that we're elected. So I would just ask for favorable consideration. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Director of Public Service, Ray Elgin.
Good evening. I don't have a report tonight. I would like to just update you on Pine View. Looks like they have finished on the west side mostly, and they've started to take the curb out on the east side. Tomorrow looks like a washout maybe, but the rest of the week looks good, so I think they can make good progress by the end of the week and finish up next week. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. City Attorney, Mike Shannon.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of council. I have no official report this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Auditor Dan Miller.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of council, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to let council know that we've finished compiling our basic financial statements. We are ready for the auditors to come in. They will be here first week of July, actually. They're going to ask for a month continuance in order to get, since we're doing a comprehensive audit this year. Other than that, I'd like to just ask for favorable consideration on ordinances 23, resolutions 26 and 27. Thank you.
Thank you. Our Director of Public Safety, Mr. Chuck Underwood.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of council. I have no official reports this evening. I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. I see our Director of Development in the audience, Zach Woodward. Would you, Woodruff? I don't know how I do that all the time. My apologies.
Zach is fine. Thank you, Mr. President. I have no official report this evening.
Okay. All right, so as far as council is concerned, we have received no official reports this week. And that brings us to communications, petitions, and claims. We have, there are no items listed on the agenda. However, since it was, the agenda was printed, we have received the following items. The agenda for the June 5, 2014 regular meeting of the Whitehall Planning Commission, and also the agenda for the June 9, 2014 meeting of the Board of Zoning and Building Appeals. And that brings us to our various pieces of legislation for the evening. We will begin with third reading, ordinances and resolutions. And we have first up is ordinance 23, 2014, approving and making an appropriation transfer in the amount of $60,000 from the workers' compensation account to the legal defense account and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I'd like to introduce ordinance 23, 2014, and move to adopt.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Bailey, second by Ms. LaCourte for introduction and adoption of ordinance 23, 2014. Questions or comments? Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Coniston?
Yes.
Tanner?
Yes.
LaCourte?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Ordinance 23, 2014 has been adopted. Next is ordinance 27, 2014. It's approving and making an appropriation in the amount of $100,000 from the Community Development Fund to the Home Reinvestment Program account and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, if it pleases the mayor, I would like to introduce ordinance 27, 2014, and move to adopt.
I'll second that.
Motion by Mr. Bailey, second by Mr. Tanner for adoption of ordinance 27, 2014. Questions or comments? Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Coniston?
Yes.
Tanner?
Yes.
LaCourte?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Ordinance 27, 2014 has been adopted. We've already acted on resolutions 15, 16, 17, and 18. That brings us to resolution 20, 2014. It's authorizing the mayor to create and implement the Whitehall Home Reinvestment Program with assistance from Huntington National Bank, which provides reimbursement grants to homeowners for exterior home remodeling projects.
Mr. President, I'd like to introduce Resolution 20, 2014, and move for the adoption.
Second.
Motion by Ms. McCourt, second by Mr. Cantor for adoption of Resolution 2014. Questions or comments?
Yes. I would like to thank you, Mayor, for not only keeping your promises when you were campaigning to hold the position of mayor, but these initiatives that you have put together. I liken them to a grassroots effort to making a difference and changing, our neighborhoods and our communities. And I just want to personally thank you for that.
Welcome, Bob. Thank you.
What other questions or comments might there be? Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
McCourt?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Resolution 2014 has been adopted. Those are all the items we have under third reading. Under second reading, we have ordinance 30/2014. It's amending section 505.18 titled Prohibited Animals Specified and Dangerous Animals Defined of the General Offenses Code of the City of Whitehall.
Mr. President, I wish to introduce ordinance 30/2014 and move to amend the same as shown in the copies before council this evening.
Second.
The motion by Mr. Morrison and a second by Mr. Cantor to amend ordinance 30/2014 as provided to council this evening. Questions or comments?
Yes, Mr. President, on this, what we're actually doing is correcting some spelling, and this is where we're also putting in roosters and taking fowl out and taking bees out.
However, I'd like to add that it is still a work in progress. And just to share a little bit of where my head's at. At the time we talked about this last, the question was, are there any roosters? And I don't think there was any true positive answer. However, I do now know that there are roosters in Whitehall, so we will be visiting that topic as we have the others. But it is a work in progress.
What other questions or comments? Are there? Ms. Churchman, please call the roll on the amendment.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
McCourt?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Ordinance 30/2014 has been amended. Next, we have ordinance 31/2014. It's authorizing the issuance of bonds in the amount of not to exceed $1,550,000 for the purpose of designing, constructing, and improving various streetscape improvements for Main Street with related site improvements and appurtenances. I forgot about that word. For there too, and approving related matters in connection with the issuance of said bonds. That ordinance is being read by title only. And if my wife watches this, I'm going to be in trouble.
Practice, didn't you?
I remembered it up until today, and then I forgot that the word was there, so I forgot to practice saying it. All right, moving on, we have ordinance 32/2014. And everybody has a word or two that they have trouble with, and that's one of mine. Ordinance 32/2014 reads, authorizing. I just read that. No, I didn't.
This is a different one.
You're correct. Authorizing the issuance of bonds, because see, that's the same thing with the other ones. Anyway, it's authorizing the issuance of bonds in the amount of not to exceed $200,000 for the purpose of acquisition of real estate located on Hamilton Road with related demolition and site improvements in connection therewith, and approving related matters in connection with the issuance of said bonds. That ordinance is being read by title only. Next, we have Resolution 22/2014. It's a resolution authorizing an agreement between the City of Whitehall and the Board of County Commissioners, Franklin County, Ohio, on behalf of the City of Whitehall, in order to participate in the Franklin County, Ohio Department of Housing and Urban Development Entitlement Program, and abide by the covenants of that program as stated herein. That resolution is being read by title only. Next is Resolution 23, 2014. It's authorizing the mayor to enter into contracts with the Director of Transportation for the state of Ohio for upgrade of traffic control equipment and hardware throughout the city of Whitehall. And that resolution is also being read by title only. Our next resolution is 25, 2014, authorizing the mayor to enter into an interlocal agreement with the County of Franklin entitled Fiscal Year 2014 Burn Justice Assistance Grant Program Award and declaring an emergency. I don't know why that trouble that.
Mr. President, I wish to introduce Resolution 2514 and move for the suspension of all rules.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Morrison, second by Ms. LaCourte for introduction and suspension of all rules on Resolution 25, 2014. Questions or comments? Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Coniston?
Yes.
Tanner?
Yes.
McCord?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
The rules have been suspended on Resolution 25, 2014.
Mr. President, I move for the adoption of 2514.
Second?
Motion by Mr. Morrison, second by Ms. LaCourte for adoption of Resolution 25, 2014. Questions or comments? Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Coniston?
Yes.
Tanner?
Yes.
McCord?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Resolution 25, 2014 has been adopted, and those are all of the items we have under second reading. Under first reading, we begin with Ordinance 35, 2014. It's amending the traffic code of the City of Whitehall, Ohio by amending Appendix Traffic Schedule X entitled Fire Lanes. That ordinance is being read by title only. Next is Resolution 26, 2014, resolving to approve then and now certificates and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I'd like to introduce Resolution 26, 2014, and move for suspension of the rules.
Second?
The motion by Mr. Bailey, second by Ms. Coniston for introduction and suspension of all rules on Resolution 26, 2014. Questions or comments? Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Coniston?
Yes.
Tanner?
Yes.
McCord?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
The rules have been suspended on Resolution 26, 2014.
I will move to adopt.
Second?
Motion to adopt by Mr. Bailey, second by Ms. Coniston of Resolution number 26, 2014. Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Coniston?
Yes.
Tanner?
Yes.
McCord?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Resolution 26, 2014 has been adopted. Moving on, we have Resolution 27, 2014. It's resolving to approve then and now certificates and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I'd like to introduce Resolution 27, 2014, and move for suspension of the rules.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Bailey, second by Mr. Tanner for introduction and suspension of rules on Resolution 27, 2014. Questions or comments?
I'm glad we had enough people here to suspend rules, so our auditor will relax over these now and then.
We haven't voted for it yet.
Speaking of which, Speaking of which, Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Coniston?
Yes.
Tanner?
Yes.
McCord?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Well, the rules have been suspended then on Resolution 27, 2014.
Move to adopt.
I'll second.
All right, motion by Mr. Bailey, second by Mr. Tanner for adoption of Resolution 27, 2014. Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Coniston?
Yes.
Tanner?
Yes.
McCord?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
Resolution 27, 2014 has been adopted, and we will conclude with Resolution 28, 2014. It's adopting the tax budget for the City of Whitehall, Ohio for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2015, and submitting same to the county auditor and declaring an emergency. That resolution is being read by title only, and it also completes our ordinances and resolutions for the evening. Brings us to our second opportunity for poll public. If anyone would like to address council, you have an opportunity at this time. Come forward, state your name and address for the record. You have 3 minutes.
I'm Paul Sparks. I live at 4019 Euro Avenue, and I spoke on May 20th less than eloquently about some suggestions I had to regulate homes differently than multifamily units as rental properties. I've been told that this can't be done. I still offer the suggestion, having in the letters I sent to everybody, there's a map there showing the property values in Whitehall as lower than all the other suburbs around Columbus. Recovered the least. I think that this could be done in a manner where landlords or management companies would pay for the inspection, and the program would need to support itself, and that by improving the quality of rental homes in Whitehall, we could raise the property values, and some people could get their equity back in the homes that aren't rental properties. And this would also drive up the value of the rental properties. My sole idea is just to something that we don't have to sell bonds for or take money out of the bank for, and that it would be funded by the people who are using the rental system or the property values in Whitehall to make money in Whitehall. And we see their depressed property value in the form of taxes, but we don't see it in the form of the income they generate. And that's all I have to say. Thank you very much. Oh, and as always, police, fire, services, thank you all very much. I'm proud to be in Whitehall. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to address council at this time? All right, we'll move on to Community Day Board. We'll begin with Gail.
Good evening, council. I pretty much have Karen, are you here?
No, Wes wants to make sure I don't go through every single.
Well, I was going to defer to Karen on the 4th of July celebrations, but I will tell you again that the Music in the Park kicks off on June 15th with the Hypnotics at 7 p.m. And then the mayor is having her reach out event, her second reach out event of the year, from 5 to 6 on June 19th at the gazebo across the street. I figure if you're raining, we'll probably go to the police station. And then, of course, July 26th, it better be on everyone's calendar. It's the Food Truck Festival, and we are getting very excited and are planning right now. So.
Instead of going through every event,
That was good. She did great.
she did great.
Fantastic.
I'm going to do better.
I know.
On the table over here is a calendar of events for June and July. Please feel free to take one. It's got every event, including the food truck, on that calendar. So please take it home, put that on your refrigerator, and come out to everything.
All right, thank you very much. Who else has something for Community Day Board? No one? All right, we'll move on. And we shall move on to poll council. And we'll begin with Ms. Thompson.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Congratulate all the employees of the year. And Gail, thank you for the eggs. That was very, very nice of you. And also for my community picnic now, we have a trivia host. I'm going to use your...
I can also give you some other chicken strips.
And I will take them because that's fun stuff. So thank you very much. And thank you all for coming.
All right, we'll move on to Mr. Tanner.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I would also like to thank the mayor and Zach and Gail for all the work that they did for coming up with this plan to help our citizens. It's a great thing. It started with my home program, and now we're doing the reinvestment. It's really nice, and I thank you so much. Gail, I want to thank you. I enjoyed the conversation. I did learn about the color of the eggs. You told me. And thank you so much for
You
that.
know, and anybody wants to come by, I'm on the Rickenbacker side. I'm at the southwest corner of Rickenbacker and Ross Road. And I'm usually at night, in my backyard. My chickens are doing their little thing. If you want to stop by, I don't guarantee what I look like or smell like, but I like to play in the dirt, okay?
You look fine, there you go. I thank you, that's all I have. Thank you.
Ms. McCord.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, I too want to just congratulate our employees. I know it's an honor to have these people come before us and us recognize what they do for us and helping moving our city forward in their daily task at work. Another thing I would like to say is to the graduates of Whitehall Yearling High School that are going to walk across the stage here this weekend, and congratulate them for an achievement of graduation. And with that being said, I do want to just express my sadness in the news these last few days with the groundings and all of that, with the children getting out of school now and the pools are going up in the backyards. I just hope that our citizens will remember all the safety around those pools, to have those in their yards for our children and keep them safe. So, other than that, Mayor, I do thank you and Zach for all your work. I know at work I have been bombarded by the citizens of Whitehall at my job on this program and calling Gail and keeping the girl that sits right in front of me she called you again today. So she's always asking me questions. I said, not till tomorrow. We're voting on it till tonight. So I know it is big news for our community with all of this going forward and being on the news. And I know my son's looking into it. I know my neighbors across the street are looking into it. So it makes me feel proud that I can be a part of that to, help our community grow and taking pride in their homes and fixing them up. So, other than that, thank you everybody for coming. It's always nice to talk to an audience. So, thank you. That's all, Mr. President.
All right. Mr. Morrison.
Thank you, Mr. President. I also would like to congratulate the employees for their awards, and I really do appreciate all the input that we have had on this livestock, farm animal, chicken deal. I have received a few emails on it, and like Bob said, it is a work in progress. It was not intended to be a chicken bill, it was intended to be a livestock bill. Chickens just happen to fall under that definition. So we're working on it, and hopefully we'll get it settled before too much longer. Thank you all for coming, and it is great to see it all goes out there. You're hiding, Charlie.
I'm doing that too.
Mr. Bailey.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to thank you all for coming. I think my colleagues covered everything. Yield the rest of my time to you, sir.
All right. Well, it's a great crowd out there. I'd like to see those seats, all those seats full at our next meeting. We have no other official business before us this evening. I would therefore entertain a moment of
Cheers.
a moment of something, I don't know.
Second.
Brains. Yeah. A motion for adjournment.
Robin West.
Okay, well, I was still talking, so I didn't. All right.
To adjourn.
So I have a motion by Mr. Bailey, second by Mr. Canner. For adjournment, Ms. Churchman, please call the roll.
Coniston?
Yes.
Tanner?
Yes.